16 Kansas veterans are getting ready for a very special flight this morning. It's the last Kansas honor flight of the year, taking off from Wichita Mid-Continent Airport in just about an hour. And that's where we find KAKE's Jordan Shefty live this morning. Jordan?
Mike and Jamel, just moments ago, those veterans made their way up this ramp to head towards their gate to wait to board that airplane. These veterans served our country many years ago, and today they are being thanked for their service. Shortly, 16 veterans will board a plane and head towards Washington, D.C. to view a war memorial built in their honor. These honor flights remind the veterans that their service is still appreciated.
What they really like is people coming up to them. It happens all the time. Young people, old people coming up and thanking them for their service. And, 70 years after they did what they did, people still appreciate what they did.
This will be a 3-day trip with the veterans returning Friday morning. They are able to travel free of cost thanks to contributions from public funding. As you can see over here, we've got a few still waiting down in the lobby. This is the last honor flight for the year. They will resume in April. We're live out in West Wichita. Jordan Shefty, KAKE News.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan. In less than half an hour, 16 veterans will take off for the last Kansas honor flight of the year. KAKE's Jordan Shefty is live at Wichita Mid-Continent Airport, where that flight will depart. A lot of people excited there, Jordan.
Mike and Jamel, just moments ago, 16 veterans headed down this ramp to board the plane. They're getting ready to head to Washington, D.C. For the honor flight, the last honor flight of the year. On that trip, they will view World War II Memorial, the Korean Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial Wall, and other historic Washington, D.C. memorials. The trip will last 3 days, and they will return on Friday at 10 o'clock. The public is encouraged to come out and welcome those guys home, thank them for their service so many years ago. They are able to travel free of cost on this trip thanks to contributions from public funding. As I said, this is the last honor flight of this year, and it will resume in April. Live out in West Wichita, Jordan Shefty, KAKE News.
Okay, thank you, Jordan. This morning, 16 Kansas veterans taking to the air for a very special trip to visit war memorials in Washington, D.C.
It's Kansas's last honor flight of the year, departing from Wichita's Mid-Continent Airport this morning. That's where we find KAKE's Jordan Shefty, who spent the morning with the veterans and their families. Jordan, a lot of happy guys heading out on that plane, huh?
Mike and Jamel, those veterans have loaded the plane, and just moments ago, it backed out of the stall. So it's supposed to leave at 6:30 this morning. It should be taken off any minute now. It's carrying 16 veterans with a chaperone each to Washington, D.C. to view a memorial erected in their honor. Coordinators say that time is of the essence in getting these vets to D.C. They sure aren't getting any younger. This group consists of 15 men and one lucky lady.
It's fabulous. I had no idea this would ever happen to me. It is really, really something.
Well, it'll be quite emotional. I haven't cried for a while, but I may.
Their trip will include visits to the World War II Memorial, the Korean Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial, and other historic D.C. landmarks. It is a 3-day trip free of cost for the veterans. That's thanks to contributions from public funding. This is the last honor flight of the year. The next one will resume in April. These veterans will return on Friday at 10 a.m. and are asking that people come out, show their support, and encourage them as they return here to Kansas. Reporting live out in West Wichita, Jordan Shefty, KAKE News.
A trip they'll never forget. Thanks, Jordan.
16 World War II veterans gathered at Wichita's Mid-Continent Airport this morning for the trip of a lifetime.
KAKE's Jordan Shefty was there as they boarded the last Kansas honor flight of the year.
I'm going to Washington, D.C.
Florine Seeley is the only woman out of 16 veterans who gathered at Mid-Continent Airport this morning.
She's our whack going on this trip, and we've been talking. Yeah.
The veterans boarded a plane for the last Kansas honor flight of the year.
It's fabulous. I had no idea this would ever happen to me. It is really, really something.
The group is headed to Washington, D.C. to view a memorial built in their honor.
It'll be quite emotional. I haven't cried for a while, but I may.
Their travels will consist of visits to the World War II Memorial, the Korean Memorial, and the Vietnam Memorial Wall, in addition to other D.C. landmarks. The president of the Wichita Honor Flight says that the trip is always full of emotion.
I've only got to do this 11 times, and I just don't get over it. It's really, really quite a deal.
As a token of appreciation, the flight is provided to the veterans free of charge.
What they really like is people coming up to them. It happens all the time. Young people, old people coming up and thanking them for their service. And 70 years after they did what they did, people still appreciate what they did. So that's the thing. They think people have forgot, and we haven't.
This is a 3-day trip, meaning that the veterans will return to Wichita on Friday at 10 a.m.
The public is encouraged to come to the airport at that time to show support for these heroes. Again, this is the last honor flight for the year. Trips will resume in April.